Hi guys, Heidi Cooper here, functional medicine practitioner, licensed esthetician from Skin Inside Out. Food sensitivity tests, are they worth the money? I know that there are a lot of companies these days that are offering this type of testing for people, but what I have found over the years is that testing for these food sensitivities is still a symptom of a much bigger problem that's going on. So let me explain a little bit. Let me back up a little bit and explain that many years ago, I did all sorts of food sensitivity tests on myself and recommended them for clients. And a couple of different things happen with those. One, it's just a snapshot in time as to how your body's responding to something. And even if somebody's really disciplined about what they're taking out of the diet, what I had found to happen was then now the foods that somebody's consuming to replace those other food items, they become sensitive to, because once again, what's going on with the food sensitivity is a downstream problem that needs to be addressed upstream. And really a broader picture of what's going on with the whole, not only microbiome, but with the whole person really needs to be addressed to make sure that you're creating an unfavorable environment for those sensitivities to occur in the first place. And then on top of that, something that I really want to explain in this video is that there are different types of responses that the body has. So there's an IgE response, an IgG response, an IgA response, different responses that the body has to whatever particular item that you're testing for. And what you'll find is typically when you're doing this testing, it's not going to cover all of those bases. So if you do one and not the other, of some of the others, then you really have a situation where you're just getting a snapshot from one type of response and not some of the others. The other piece of it is that, for instance, if you go to an allergist, you would probably have like an IgE, which is more of an allergic response to something. And I've had people do that often and come back and say, well, I didn't test that I had problems with gluten or whatever else. But once again, because it's only one type of testing that's being done, it's not really a comprehensive picture of the type of response that the body's having. And then you've heard me talk about before that with food sensitivities, you can have a delayed response. So it can take up to 72 hours for your body to have the response to whatever the offending item might be. So that being said, sometimes even doing a food journal can be more helpful than spending money on a food sensitivity test, just to get a connection with what's going on in the body. Now, that being said, sometimes a food sensitivity test can be helpful from the standpoint if there's something that really is creating a lot of inflammation at that given time, to take that out of the diet for a period of time to help lower the inflammatory burden while you're working on healing some of the other pieces, as to why that's happening in the first place, can be helpful. But just keep in mind that if you do a food sensitivity test, it's not the end all be all. There's more to the story, and you really need to look at what's going on much more comprehensively to really fix what's going on and really get to the root cause reason as to why the body's having some of those responses in the first place. So I hope that was some helpful information for you. If it was, please like and share this video, and really take all of these things into consideration before you look into getting that sort of food sensitivity testing done. So health and happiness, have a super fantastic day. Thanks so much.